Join UF Hall of Famer and 14-year NFL vet Shane Matthews every weekday as he brings you all you need to know about your Florida Gators, including news, analysis, and opinions with some of the biggest names in sports. Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Or watch us live at 8 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
Good morning. It's a live edition, a Tuesday edition of PodUp with Matthews in the morning from the International Diamond Center Studios. We're glad you're along for the ride today. We'll have good old Buddy Martin from the Buddy Martin Show, and then we'll have Jeff Cardozo, the voice of Florida Gator Baseball, joining us as the Gators take on the semis tonight in Tallahassee. And then they play in Knoxville against the defending national champs, the Tennessee Vols. The only two teams left in college baseball that are undefeated. The mighty Gators get them this week. So let's go ahead and jump right to it. We're joined by Buddy Martin from the Buddy Martin Show. You can listen to Buddy weeknights around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on all your different podcast platforms. Good morning, Buddy. How you doing, my man?
Good morning, Sham. Doing great. Enjoyed having you on the show last night. Interesting discussion about how to fix college basketball. These games are driving me nuts. I'm sure they are you too. Why it takes 30 minutes to play 2 minutes, you know?
Yeah, but that's just, I don't know if you can ever change that because people are going to foul to try to come back. So, Buddy, speaking of basketball, the Gators will head to, they don't play till Friday, so they'll head up there probably Thursday, I would assume. One of the best seasons in the history of Gator basketball. I still today think they're the best team I've seen. I know we had back-to-back champs. They were outstanding and phenomenal. But I think this team is pretty damn good. I know you talked on your show last night. You were so worried about, not worried, but say that the Gators aren't getting any respect around the country. I don't listen to other shows like you do. I guess that's who's doing it. But I feel like the people that are in the basketball world think these Gators can win it all.
Well, I mean, yeah. First of all, that team is Shane, as Franz pointed out last night, in the 04, they lost 3 in a row. Amazingly enough. So sometimes you have to, it's about March Madness. It's about this time of year. And we'll see how good they are down the stretch. I love this team. You know that. I've been on the bandwagon a couple of those guys now for a while. I love watching the game, love watching basketball. I still hate the way these games are played at the end. I don't have to like them. I'm not going to like them. And they got to do something. We talked about it last night. At least go to quarters. At least try to get better officiating. Maybe go to a challenge with the coaches again. I get it. They're trying to win a game. I understand. But it's just not. It's messing up the integrity of the game. And it just doesn't make it a fun experience. You made a good point. If it's your team, you're okay with it. That's true. But this game is just so look, this is a game played by bigger men with more athletic in a smaller sandbox. It's changed. They got to change the game a little bit to keep pace with it. And they got to not allow this thing to become I don't know what you call it. The reviews, review. They review everything. And on top of that, then the coaches have the timeouts. It's just, it messes it up. I'm sorry. It's too good of a game to deserve that kind of fate. So hopefully there'll be some smarter people that may work on
it. Text here on the Titan Mark text line from James. He said, I listened to Buddy last night with you, Shane. Can he let us know who does not think the Gators are for real?
Well, first of all, don't say I didn't say they weren't for real. I didn't say that. I said it's not that nobody respects them. They get a lot of respect. But the fact is that the way we quantify these games or these quad one things they do, they lose sight of the most important thing, which is head to head. You know, and you'd think over the weekend there was only one game played. That was Alabama and Auburn. Florida had a pretty good one against an Ole Miss team, but 19 points they won. I'm not saying they should be the number one seed, whatever. But others have admitted that many of the people in the media are slow to come around to the fact that Florida's got one hell of a team. And I'm not talking about basketball people so much. I go on another show sometimes. I have to remind them on the other show, hey, guys, I mean, maybe Todd Golden is worth at least a look for Coach of the Year. All right, give it to Pearl. But even Bruce Pearl voted for Todd Golden. So I'm just saying that there's a new team around here that's making a lot of noise. They're terrific. They're playing well. They came with a national championship. And I get, but the commentators go first to other teams, and Florida doesn't get mentioned in the same breath. I think they didn't only deserve doing it in the same breath. Francie wrote a column yesterday saying they're the best team in the country. So I'm not going to go all homer. I'm just saying be aware of the fact what this team has done. What else do they have to do to get your attention?
Well, they had my attention after about 10 games, maybe not even that many, because I've mentioned it on this program. I don't know if you were on here, buddy, but it was at the Gasparilla Bowl before we kicked off. We get up there early. Everybody's eating and drinking and what have you, carrying on. And I had a conversation with Chris Harry. I said, Chris, this team's better than the back-to-back national title. He laughed at me, and we started comparing from position to position.
Sure.
And I get it, and I could be a moron for thinking that, but my eyes tell me they're way more athletic and they're better shooting team, and doesn't mean they're going to win it. But I love this basketball team. I liked them from day one.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Walt Clayton guy. I think he's the best basketball player.
Yeah, you're on record. You said that a number of times. Yes, you have.
Yeah. So,
but let me give you one example real quick. This is small. All right. So who do you think the best defensive team in the league is?
In the league?
Yeah, in the SEC.
I mean, I don't watch every game, but
I'm just asking for random.
Year in and year out, it's usually the Tennessee Vols.
Okay. Do you think they're that much better than Florida?
No, I don't. I think defense is not what it used to be. I mean, I just think right off the top of my head, one team that really gets after you defensively and physicality and all that stuff is the Houston Cougars. But look, it comes down to you have to score the basketball to win games.
Okay, let me get to the point. How good is Elijah Martin?
He's very good.
Okay. Not good enough to be on the all-defensive team. By the way, Tennessee had 2 members out of the 5. 2. Now, you don't tell me Elijah Martin didn't deserve that, at least. I don't think there's people that are aware of what a good player he is. Now, I don't know why. Whenever I'm not saying there's any kind of conspiracy, it's just an awareness that for some reason the Florida Gators aren't the first team you think of. We think, best defense. I mean, they just don't get their credit for that. Now, they will if they win. I grant it. I'm not going to whine and cry and be a homer. I just think that people got to be aware this is a really terrific and maybe great basketball team with some players that deserve better.
Yeah, I don't know if any of them really care about the individual honors or what have you. And I don't even know who votes for the coach of the year and all those teams. I don't know if it's media, coaches, or
different people. They're different teams.
Yeah,
they have to.
And it's hard in basketball because you only get to choose 5, right?
True.
We got 16 teams in the league. So this team, I think, will make a deep run for sure. But be a lot. There were some tremendous games last night, buddy, in the smaller.
Yeah, I couldn't watch them. I tried. I couldn't. I watched a little bit of it. Yeah, few.
Yeah, outstanding. Wofford came from behind and beat Furman to advance to the NCAA. I think they were a 5 seed or a 6 seed, beating a 5 seed. So a lot of things can change. Rose Ogre State Farm offers a team of dedicated insurance professionals ready to help life go right with the right insurance options for you and your family. Visit ogreinsurance.com. Give them a call at 352-240-1779. Text on the Titan Mar text line from William. He says, Shane, what are your thoughts about Aaron Rodgers possibly going to Pittsburgh? I don't hate it. If people missed it, Justin Fields now has gone to the Jets. Sam Darnold is now gone to the Seahawks as their quarterback. DK Metcalf is now a Pittsburgh Steeler. I still think Aaron Rodgers has something left in the tank. I think when you play for the Jets, you have no chance of being successful. I just think it's a horrible organization.
It is. It has been for a long time. I can't shake it.
Yeah. All right. We had a question here. I'm going to pull up on Facebook Live because it goes away on my laptop. and I'm gonna pull it up on my phone, buddy. It was for you, I believe.
While you're looking, can I just say thoughts and prayers out to David Pollock and his family. His wife has brain cancer.
Oh
I
goodness.
always thought he was underrated and he didn't deserve to get booted by ESPN, but he did. He's now going through the struggle, and it's just difficult times for the Pollock family, and all the best to him and his family.
Yeah. Tony's question for you, buddy, on Facebook Live brought to you by Mel. Buddy, who would you take off the all defensive team and replace with Martin? I can't see one. Maybe he's the sixth best defensive player.
Maybe, maybe. I don't know it took to take off. I just think the imbalance of having two of the five out of one team that didn't win the league, is a little imbalanced. And so again, it's more subtle than it is necessarily overwhelmingly. Yes, they know Florida is a really good team, will be a one seed, probably unless they collapse this weekend in Nashville, which I don't think, even if that happens, they would be knocked off the one line. I just think it's the subtle differences, and showing you it's a streaming of thought. You start thinking Florida basketball, you think the SEC, Alabama, Auburn, and you got to remember the team that beat those guys there. I still say the most important metric is head to head.
Yeah. Mark says on Facebook Live brought to you by Mel. Jay Billis and Seth Greenberg say the Gators are the best team in the country.
Yeah, I get that. I heard it. A lot of it came late. It's just kind of become a trendy pick now to pick Florida. I'm just saying they were slow to come around to it. Let's see if Florida, but really in a way it's good because Florida's fourth in the AP poll. They're not one of the top three teams not that the AP polls will be all end all, but maybe there'll be a little edge to this team and say, hey, we're going to show you. And they do have to stay hungry, Shane, during this time. This next 6 weeks, this next 3 or 4 weeks, there's everything this season, because if you fall on your face and get bounced and as a one seed early, then your season has not been successful. So I just think it's a quality team. I think they're going to play well. I think this team will go to San Antonio, and I can't wait to see them.
Yeah. Guard play, man. Got 3 tremendous guards.
5.
Walt Clayton. So
I got 5 good guards.
Yeah. 3 senior guards, I should say.
3 senior guards.
3 different types of players, and they're damn good. Damn good for sure. All right. Switching gears a little bit, buddy, to spring football. I think they'll practice again today, about their 3rd or 4th practice. Your thoughts on what you're hearing out at practice?
Well, I've been to practice, and I'm not going to probably go. Maybe I'll make it here next week sometime. Wait until the orange and blue game. I'm hearing the same buzz from other people who cover the team on my show at night, and I'm waiting on you to go out there and tell me what's really going on. It sounds like it's going well. I love the buzz about the wide receivers. I can't wait to see those youngsters on the field. They're blazers. The offensive line, of course, now is one of the best. Certainly, DJ Lagway, who had a big event last night, Shane, at Spurrier's Grind Grill, really nice affair, is the man, and I love their running backs. The defense, we talked last night, you and I and our gang said, what can we fix? What would we like to see different on this defense? We discussed a couple of things, like lining up properly, which they're doing better at. You said getting off the field. You mentioned a couple of things. I think that's what we want to see, the new defensive lineup. Now they got another defensive coordinator. I didn't know. Is it Bala or Bala? I forget his name.
He's not a coordinator, but he just helped him with the line.
Oh, no. He's the assistant defensive coordinator.
That's all about money, Jake.
I don't care. That's the title, Shane.
Yeah.
That's what I go by.
No problem with it.
Okay. I'm just saying they seem to hire another defensive. I don't care what they do. I'm just telling you. I want to figure out who's coaching this team over there. I think they got a chance to be better. I don't know how much, but the defense will decide how far they go. I like what they're talking about, like McCormick McLean. If he turns out to be the player we think he is, 20 pounds heavier, playing hard, those are real big pickups, the things they need. They need some playmakers over there. And so I'm looking forward to see, like you say, it's a front 7. We're not going to really be able to tell from the spring practice what that's all about. We probably can't tell that until they line up in the first game against, who is it? Long Island University at Brooklyn or whatever it is. That team they're playing at LIU.
Yeah. Nat's question, kind of switching back to basketball on Facebook Live. I wonder if Kentucky fans will buy up SEC tournament tickets knowing that their team won't make it to Sunday.
Hmm.
Well, they usually buy them, and then if your team, whatever teams, it doesn't matter what team you are
They
or root
sell them.
for, you end up selling them to other people. Look, Kentucky's played well down the stretch. The Gators will have to play the winner of Kentucky, and I don't know who the game is before, because Kentucky gets a bye as well. They don't get two buys, but they get one bye.
Mm-hmm.
Dan says on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mellon Law. Number one, Texas is in town this weekend for Gator softball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we won't have Keegan Rothrock pitching this week. She's going to be out a couple of weeks, but they still won the series without her. This team need to get her healthy to have the run that they really want to have.
You think Tim Walton's team is ready to take on Texas?
Absolutely, they are.
Okay.
Now we won't have our best pitcher, but we'll go in there and battle. We'll go in there. We can hit, man. We can hit. A couple texts here on Titan Mar text line. Chris from Cottondale. He says, I need you to speak slowly, Shane. Let Buddy know that everyone but him knows that Ron Roberts is the DC, is calling all the shots. Everyone else is a position coach. They're giving you a hard time today, buddy.
I can take it. Bring it.
Yeah, Kevin says on the Titan Mar text line, what do you guys think about DJ giving money to the women's sports NIL program? Heck of a gesture. Yeah, outstanding. I joked about it. His girlfriend is Ava Brown on the softball team. So maybe he said, okay, here's X amount of dollars. I want her to get 25%.
Yeah, she I guess that's a secret. I mentioned it last night, and Shane went, and then friends went, shh. I don't know.
That's not a secret.
Well, anyway, we know who her dad was, right?
Who?
Wasn't her dad white chocolate?
No, that's Mia Williams.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I got it mixed up. Yeah.
Ava Brown is from Texas, where DJ's from.
No. Well, the point is, I was trying to say was they acted like it was a secret who her girlfriend was.
No secret at all.
I don't know that stuff. I don't, I'm not.
Well, either. I mean, I'm not
TMC.
part of,
I'm just trying to get by with a minimum amount of information here. So,
yeah. All right, buddy. Have you watched Gator baseball? Did you watch them against Harvard?
I haven't had a chance to watch but a few innings. I noticed that they're stealing a lot of bases. I like that. They're very aggressive. Their pitching is spotty. They can hit the baseball fairly well. Obviously it's all about the pitching for Sully. He always seems to find those youngsters, and they by midseason have come. I hate losing the midweek games, but I understand it's part of what the process is because it's experience for these young pitchers. When they get to tournament time, they're ready to go. So, no, I haven't watched them yet, a full game. I hope to do that soon.
Yeah. Text here on the Titan MR text line from George. He says, buddy, do you have any concerning thoughts about DJ not participating in spring football?
It bothers me a little bit. I understand the pitch count mentality. People say, yeah, I heard he had an injury. I don't remember that being a factor during the year. Do you? I mean, about his arm being hurt because he threw the ball really well.
Yeah, well, you can get shot up and you can take plenty of drugs to not feel it on game day.
Well, perhaps. And I understand that everybody gets that. A lot of people do. And I'm sure you have, and others I've known have. The thing about it is that he didn't look like he had an arm problem. I mean, from just watching him throw. So I'm a little bit concerned. I think it probably is smart to hold him out. But, boy, they sure need him and those young receivers right now. And I brought this up for the day. You guys said, oh, no, they'll be fine. I think you got to play together. It's like a basketball team. Your timing is important. I love these receivers. I just can't wait to see DJ throw to him, and maybe he'll be fine. But it does concern me a little bit, and it does you too a little bit.
It does because, I mean, as I said, everybody's different, right? And I said this on my show, I think Monday or yesterday or last week, and then I said it on your show last night. In the 12 years here, Coach Spurrier was here, and I was very close to the program, even though I was playing away. I'd talk to Coach once or twice a week. I don't remember any of his quarterbacks having arm problems, and we threw hundreds and hundreds of balls on a daily basis.
You did.
I think in today's athletes, whether in high school, how DJ was highly recruited. He's a phenomenal. I mean, he's 6'4", about 240, right?
Yeah.
But I think they do too much stuff to try to keep from getting arm problems, right? They do all these exercises with these bands and, they do a lot of arm care stuff. I think that causes more problems than is helpful, quite honestly. We didn't, again, I don't like to go back in the day. We did this. We had to
Well, I know what you're going to
walk
say.
uphill both ways to practice, all
You
that
didn't
bull crap.
swim. You didn't swim. You didn't lift weights.
We didn't
All
do
that crap.
anything.
That
We didn't
I
do
was told
anything.
that when I was playing. You don't
All we
swim. You
did
don't
was
lift
form
weights.
throw. We
Yeah.
form throw.
Right.
And then if you felt like you needed to ice your arm after practice, you did it. I never did. I was fortunate. I never had any arm issues. But I that's just my personal opinion. I think people, I don't know if overtraining is the right word. I think they're doing too much to
Well,
try
that
to
is the right
prevent
word.
from doing
That is
something.
the right word, Shane. You're correct.
Yeah,
You're correct. And let's just hope it gets fixed. Did
what I'm,
you, when you,
because I think you should be able to throw all day long a football. I really do. If you throw with the proper mechanics, that's what Coach Spurrier. If you throw with your entire body, you have the right arm angle. Your arm should never hurt.
people don't realize what a fanatic Steve was about those kind of fundamentals. He was a fanatic about getting the receivers lining up on the right landmarks, fanatic about how you threw the ball, holding it with two hands, throwing in lots, throw the ball all the time, training. I mean, there's a lot of those things that people think Steve just strapped it on, went out there and called great ball plays. There was a lot, and there's a lot of fundamentals playing quarterback for Steve Spurrier.
Yeah, it's all in your legs. Your lower body's more important than really your arm. But I just, and I'm not just saying this about DJ. I'm talking about this is like for all these young quarterbacks.
Right.
I see it all the time. I see them doing all this stuff right here, warming up, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what are y'all doing? Just roll it out, pull it across, stretch a little bit, and go play.
Pitch it.
Yeah. So, it's interesting to me. So I don't know. I go back to, I think not enough players in today's world play multiple sports. That's why I love Walter Clayton and Elijah Martin, buddy.
Ballers.
They were 2 or 3 sport guys in high school, and you can tell the difference the way they play basketball.
You can't.
I firmly believe it.
Hey, Shane, can I ask you about a guy, what you think about him? Oh, this is an intriguing guy, easy to dislike, like another guy you used to know, Dan Hurley. Crazy Dan Hurley. I don't know if you saw the 60-minute piece on him or not.
Actually, you know what, buddy? I usually don't watch a lot of TV, but for some reason, I think when golf tournament was over, I was trying to find something else to watch and put it on CBS, and then I walked in the kitchen, and I did see that interview.
I love this guy, and I can't stand him at the same time. I mean, he's going for a three-peat, Shane. Holy mackerel. He's nuts, first of all. He says he's the failed member of the family. His brother Bobby was a member of the Duke, which national champions. His daddy's a world-class high school coach at St. Petersburg. He calls himself the failed Hurley. But he goes nuts. His wife puts him in his place. And I love how he coaches, but boy, I'm telling you, he can wear on you. Up and yet or another. He says half of his team is in the portal. Half his team.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I just don't know how college coaches do it today. I really don't. He's a
What do
very
you think? What do you think of Baker Mazar's little deal?
I thought it was a cheap shot. He needed to be kicked out of the game. Hopefully he learns from it because he's a very good player.
Did you know they apparently they targeted him? They were trying to get under his skin.
Well, you can get under his skin easily.
Pretty
It's
easy.
interesting that you would think in college athletics, it's just like a targeting call, right? Depending on when you get that targeting call, you have to sit out a quarter or a half or whatever the next game, right, buddy?
Right.
You would think if you get a flagrant 2 or you get kicked out of the game that you have to sit at least 10 minutes or whatever. I'm surprised that they don't do that in basketball.
Seems like they would. You're right.
Yep.
Did you see Broom's comments? Said he said he hopes that he learns from his mistakes, but they pointed out in an article on AL.com. He's 25 years old. How long is it going to take him to learn from his mistakes?
He's very old. That's crazy. I was already playing pro ball for 2 or 3 years at 25.
Yeah.
This day in sports brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union. Put some star power to work in your financial life. Campus USA Credit Union. 2020, on this day, buddy, the NBA suspends the season until further notice after Utah Jazz center Rudy Gobert tested positive for COVID. Remember that?
I do remember that now that you brought it up. Yes. It was
Because I remember they suspended the NBA, and I think today is the day that, like, I want to say the Big East tournament starts in Madison Square Garden. Remember they played like 2 games,
yeah.
and then they canceled it.
Yeah.
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 So
I mean, thankfully Greg Sankey held on, and stood up and said we're going to play because they were ready to fold the tents to the Big Ten. They were going to pull the plug on everything. That was a dark time in our country for lots of reasons, not just sports. But boy, oh boy, that was like a wrecking ball. And opportunities for people that had trained to get to where they wanted to go that couldn't go. It was a very sad time. Time to celebrate again. Hopefully this thing's behind us.
Wolf Gator says on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, Florida has a two-year window at best, and if we don't do something with that, Napier's gone and we start over. A lot of pressures on DJ Lagway to perform. Not just him, but the whole team. Kanye Ron says on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, talking about quarterbacks warm their arms up like baseball pitchers do. I guess I don't know, and I know.
Shane, did you ever? Excuse me if I interrupt you. I never saw this when I was playing ball, but how pitchers warm up by throwing the ball as far as they can throw it, and as hard as they can throw it.
Long toss.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of new to me. I mean, I would never. I start by just tossing the ball like that, and then you work your way up before you throw your fastball after the first 7 or 8 minutes. But they get that through with all their might. You'd think they'd tear something like that.
Yeah, it's interesting all the stuff that they do now, from a baseball pitcher standpoint and then quarterbacks. And I don't know if they've done studies on this or, they got research on it or what, but it is interesting to me. Why they do some of this stuff. But
Shane, you think Condon's gone?
No.
Think he'll stay in?
Look, I think he's a phenomenal player. I think they always, but the NBA is different. The NBA is about projects, right? Because you watch the NBA draft, you're like, who is that guy? But he's like a 6th man on some team, but he's athletic as hell, and they think they can develop him. And sometimes it does turn out. I just don't see Alex Condon playing in the NBA right now. I don't
talk about him being a first-round draft choice. A lot of talk about it.
And again, I think the world of it, but I don't think he's ready. And again, he could go to the G League or whatever all that stuff is, or just sit on the bench and make a lot of money. I don't think he's ready for the NBA. The athleticism in that league there's a bunch of freaks in it. I don't watch that until playoffs because the NBA drives me insane.
I don't watch either. He is kind of a freak himself, that big and that mobile.
He is, but he's not as athletic as a lot of those dudes playing in.
Well, I mean, 7 feet, Shane. I mean, he averaged 22 points, 12.5 rebounds, 2 assists in the last week. That's pretty nice average. He's getting better. He's a nightmare matchup for people.
Well, but that's the key. He ain't gonna be a matchup nightmare in the NBA.
No, but he might be ready. I sure hope. I sure hope he's coming back.
I don't think he's ready for that league.
Okay.
Personally.
All right.
I don't think he's a good enough shooter.
Please tell him that. He's a pretty good 3-point shot too.
He is, but buddy, those dudes, it's a different. I don't know. I don't. Okay. My eyes tell me he's not. I'm no NBA scout. All right. So, all right, buddy, who you got on your program?
Well, tonight it's going to be Lauren Meadows and Rob Brown and the team. They got a couple. I think he's got a former player on there tonight. I will maybe drop by, but it's their show tonight. Starts at 9 p.m. Be sure and check it out. We really get good audience last night. Shane is on. We always have a good audience. And we ask you to please support us. We're getting ready to send friends off to Nashville and then on to Points Unknown with the basketball team. Mr. Gator Basketball, we call him.
Awesome. Good stuff, buddy. Have a great day.
Thank you, man. You too, Shane.
That's Buddy Martin. Join us on the Titan More Hotline, courtesy of Comfort Temp. We're going to take a quick timeout. Come back. We'll talk to the voice of Gator Baseball, Jeff Cardozo. Big week for the Gator Baseball team heading to Tally and Knoxville. You're watching and listening to PodUp and Matthews in the morning from the International Diamond Center Studios. We'll be right back. Our premium sponsors are Campus USA Credit Union, International Diamond Center, Meldon Law, QC Kinetics, Dave & Buster's, UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute, JF Hayden Craft Liqueurs, Florida Cracker Kitchen, Los Linderos Tequila. Gridiron sponsors are Baker Sporting Goods, Comfort Temp, Electronics World, Florida Victorious, Gallo Car Wash, Miapa Latin Cafe, Peachland Dental, Quality Plumbing, Ruse Ogre State Farm, Silverback Concrete, 84 Lumber, Big Mills Cheesesteak, Celebrate Primary Care, Dowling Sign, Gator Bait Media, Gator Dominoes, Ironwood Golf Course, Okido America, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, UF Bookstores, Nest and Wow, MG&A Wealth Management. Watch and listen to us live on Facebook and YouTube. Listen to the podcast whenever on Apple or Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. To become a sponsor, call my man Freddie at 352-284-3733.
Hi there, this is Coach Steve Spurrier, and I want to let you know that by popular demand, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill's delicious brunch is now served in a premium buffet. You have spoken, we have listened, and we're now serving Gainesville's only elevated buffet, complete with an omelet station, ginger sage chicken sausage, shredded short rib, and of course our chicken and waffles. Plus, you can enjoy bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys. So join us every Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 3 for the best brunch in town.
Pro football legend Emmitt Smith understands your joint pain.
It does not surprise me that there are a ton of people out there that's in pain.
That's why Emmitt is such a proponent of QC Kinetics, offering real lasting joint pain relief with non-surgical, all-natural biologic treatments.
Whether it's a joint pain, ankle pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, back pain, hip pain, any kind of pain, the body eventually will break down when it's under that much stress.
That stress can cloud your judgment to the point that you'll just say yes to the scalpel or yes to another prescription of pain pills. But maybe it's time for a second opinion from QC Kinetics.
The reason why I would recommend this is because the natural biologics that QC Kinetics is providing you gives your body a chance to naturally heal itself.
Restorative, regenerative solutions are here. Get lasting relief and live your life.
Call QC Kinetics, 352-400-4550. That's 352-400-4550. QC Kinetics, 352-400-4550.
Welcome back to the International Diamond Center Studios. Whenever Meyer wanted to introduce his high-quality tequila to the Gator Nation, he made sure to get it to the HBC and his team at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill and Dorn's Liquors. Go beyond with smooth Los Linderos tequila. We're waiting on Jeff Cardozo to join us at the program, just waiting on him. I think we're having some technical difficulties. And in the meantime, I'm going to get to some of these questions and comments. A lot of people say that Condon needs another year. I agree with that 100%. I just think there's different athleticism that plays in the association week in and week out. Let me get some text. We got a bunch of text here. This is from Jimmy. He says, regarding arm care, I do agree with you that kids nowadays do way too much to try to take care of their arms. What did you do back in your day? Well, I kind of touched on that, Jimmy. We didn't really do anything. Nothing. We did nothing in the weight room for our arms. Some guys just iced their arms and shoulders down after practice, or just got in the cold tank or whatever, or they did nothing. So it's like I said, they've done so much research and stuff. It might be a Dr. Farmer conversation. Get Dr. Farmer, Dr. Pete on here and discuss it. But anyway, so we got some calls out to Cardozo. I'm not sure where Jeffrey is. Hopefully he'll join the program here momentarily. Baron71 says, YouTube brought to you by Quality Plumbing. When you play or train scared in sports, you tend to get hurt. I don't know what that means, Baron. I'm laughing at some of these comments. You guys crack me up. All right. I'm going to have Zach try to call Cardozo. Let me send him his number. Don't know what Cardozo is doing. I was ready to talk some baseball, man. Big week for the Gators. He could be sleeping. Cardozo has a million obligations on a daily basis. So let's get Zach to give him a call. All right. In the meantime, again, Gators softball, big weekend. Texas Longhorns, #1 ranked team in America, roll into town. The Gators will be without Rothrock in the circle, but all the other girls can get it done as well. Need to hit the baseball, hit the softball, and we'll be okay. Yeah, Conyer Ron says Cardozo forgot to set his clocks. Probably so. Probably so. Dan says Cardozo's still warming up in the bullpen. Cardozo's doing long toss, right? All right. Text on the Titan Mar text line. He says, this is from Kevin. Says, did you see the Wofford center shooting granny shots? I did. Shooting like Rick Barry and Canyon Barry used to shoot, underhanded. Interesting, but I did see that. And big win for the Terriers of Wofford. So few teams have punched their ticket. I think High Point won their conference, first time they've ever been to the big dance. And there's more championship games this evening. But a lot of tournaments start today. The Big 12 tournament starts. The Big East starts. Let's see. ACC starts. So got a lot of stuff to watch if you're bored all day long. Tomorrow, not tomorrow, I keep thinking today's Wednesday, but Thursday, the TPC starts. JC and I will have our Peachland Dental picks tomorrow. And should be fun weekend. Dan says we really should have swept A&M. I agree. Game 1, just the error in the bottom of the ninth cost us that game. Mark says on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing. Surgery is so common now on arms. These players come back stronger than ever. That's true. You know, it's interesting. I wanted to talk to Cardozo about this as well. Garrett Cole for the Yankees is out for the season. He gets, what I don't understand, he gets to training camp, and then they diagnose him that he has to go have Tommy John. What has he been doing since the end of last year? I think he was on the DL last year. I don't understand it. Don't understand it at all. Andy's question on Facebook Live brought to you by Mellon. Do you think these veteran offensive linemen the Bears are signing will make a significant difference for Caleb Williams? I would think so. I know nothing about it. I don't even know who they've signed, but I love the skill players the Bears have. I like their receiving core. I like their running backs, and I like Caleb Williams. I just think they had people calling ball plays for him last year. They had no idea what to do. I think they'll be so much improved under Ben Johnson. Cecil asked, what is up with Rothrock? Seems to be a strange situation. Hasn't even been in the dugout. I'm not sure what the situation is there. Yeah. And Mark says, how about Stanton? He's out too with an elbow problem. He's always hurt as well. I think these guys overtrain. I firmly believe it. They need to go back smoking and drinking and doing nothing in all seasons like the old days and give their bodies a rest, I guess. I have no idea what's going on. Let me see if Zach they didn't get an answer. So looks like Cardozo's a no-show. So sorry about that, sports fans, but we'll get through it. Florida Crackers, the brand for original Floridians. Great food and southern hospitality in the center of the universe. Brooksville, Florida, floridacracker.com. Hoping to get him only not just to call baseball, but to talk about, I think Jeff was at the DJ Lagway event last night at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Wanted to talk to him about that, but he's going to be a no-show. He no-showed us. Okay. I'm just trying to read through these things, guys. All right. Text on the Titan MR text line. from William. William says, Shane, have you been to any spring practices? And if so, who has stood out to you? I have not been to any spring practice. I think I only practiced twice. Today might be their third practice. The days they practice, they usually practice on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. None of those days are good for me, but I'm gonna try to get out there. You can't really tell anything out about spring. I do want to go look at Burnell Brown's kid in person, Dallas Wilson, and the other Nashawn Montgomery, those three true freshman receivers. Heard a lot of good things about them. I think I said this on the program the other day. I saw Elijah Williams, former Gator, who coached Vernell at Orlando Jones down there in Tampa. I mean, not Tampa, but in Orlando. And he told me that he thought Vernell's kid was a mixture of Ike, Kwesi, and Riedel all in one. And so that's pretty damn good. So that and I mean, you're not going to be able to, I guess I can watch Harrison Bailey throw. I can watch the new Tremel Jones, I guess, throw a little bit. DJ's not throwing, so this Kevin says, are we sure Cardozo didn't see JC at the bar? That's a good point. Good point. You never know. You never know. Captain Trash on YouTube asked, when will the basketball team head to Nashville, Vegas? I think they're leaving Thursday. We're supposed to have Chris Harry on tomorrow. He'll give us a rundown of what their schedule's like, but that should do it. Let's do this, Zach. Let's take a quick timeout. I'm gonna try to call Cardozo, get him on, because y'all don't want to hear me just ramble on this program. I was prepared to talk baseball, so let's take another quick timeout and let's see if we can get Cardozo on. You guys, Zach?
Our premium sponsors are Campus USA Credit Union,
International Diamond Center,
Meldon Law, QC Kinetics, Dave & Buster's, UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute, JF Hayden Craft Liqueurs, Florida Cracker Kitchen, Los Linderos Tequila. Gridiron sponsors are Baker Sporting Goods, Comfort Temp, Electronics World, Florida Victorious, Gallo Car Wash, Miapa Latin Cafe, Peachland Dental, Quality Plumbing, Ruse Ogre State Farm, Silverback Concrete, 84 Lumber, Big Mills Cheesesteak, Celebrate Primary Care, Dowling Signs, Gator Bait Media, Gator Dominoes, Ironwood Golf Course, Okido America, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, UF Bookstores, Nest and Wow, MG&A Wealth Management. Watch and listen to us live on Facebook and YouTube. Listen to the podcast whenever on Apple or Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. To become a sponsor, call my man Freddie at 352-284-3733.
Hi there, this is Coach Steve Spurrier, and I want to let you know that by popular demand, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill's delicious brunch is now served in a premium buffet. You have spoken, we have listened, and we're now serving Gainesville's only elevated buffet, complete with an omelet station, ginger sage chicken sausage, shredded short rib, and of course our chicken and waffles. Plus, you can enjoy bottomless, mimosas, and Bloody Marys. So join us every Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 3 for the best brunch in town.
Pro football legend Emmitt Smith understands your joint pain.
It does not surprise me that there are a ton of people out there that's in pain.
That's why Emmitt is such a proponent of QC Kinetics, offering real lasting joint pain relief with non-surgical, all-natural biologic treatments.
Whether it's a joint pain, ankle pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, back pain, hip pain, any kind of pain, the body eventually will break down when it's under that much stress.
That stress can cloud your judgment to the point that you'll just say yes to the scalpel or yes to another prescription of pain pills. But maybe it's time for a second opinion from QC Kinetics.
The reason why I would recommend this is because the natural biologics that QC Kinetics is providing you gives your body a chance to naturally heal itself.
Restorative, regenerative solutions are here. Get lasting relief and live your life.
Call QC Kinetics 352-400-4550. That's 352-400-4550. QC Kinetics 352-400-4550.
Welcome back to the International Diamond Center Studios. The Pouncey twins provide all of Gator Nation with the highest quality liqueurs made by JF Hayden Craft Liqueurs. Find your favorite flavors at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Well, we couldn't get Jeff Cardozo. He was a no-show. But we got another guy. Joe Gerardi has joined the program
That's
to talk baseball.
Well,
What's up, JC? You're back. All your loyal listeners are very excited.
man, I couldn't take it. Poor Jeff, he just forgot to set the clocks right. I tell you, tonight's a big night, opportunity for everybody. Get on I-10, head on over to Tallahassee and have a great time. There's a big game tonight over there in Tallahassee, Florida. I think it'd be worth the trip. What else is going on out there? The market's crashing, the economy's going to hell, and we've got a reason now to be distracted. We've got March Madness, and we've got baseball, and we've got everything else, Gator softball, and you know, these are good times. These are good times, not bad times. So everybody who's called me at the office and bitching about, oh my God, my money's going away, it's not the case. Don't worry, folks. If you don't sell, you don't lose. So QB, what have I missed? I know you had Buddy Martin on. I know you guys talked about nobody respecting the Gators. I got
that's what Buddy says. He on the shows. I'm like, Buddy, what shows are you listening to?
I got news for you. Pat Forty, 3 guys I heard yesterday on VSiN. People love Florida. They love Florida because Florida covers. And what is the definition of a team that covers? It's a great team. And listen, tournament is going to be a second season. Everybody's got to remember, QB, and I know you know this. During the regular season, you have a period of proof. You know, you prove how good you are and all this. But when it comes down to these next 3 weeks, that's kind of like a separate season. And that's not going to define, in my mind, how good Florida has played this year. It's not. But what we're going to find out is whether or not the Gators can get through a tournament crush like, you know, 64 other teams and whatnot. And I think it's a real opportunity. Now, if you want to take the Gators and participate in this, there's an opportunity for you to do that too. But to make the Final Four, you're only getting 14 cents for every 10 cents you bet on the Gators. So that's not really good value, if you ask me. It's too hard of a grind to only get 40% on your money. So I think you would wait for maybe some better odds until maybe after the seeding show comes on Sunday to see what kind of odds you can get on the Gators.
What are the odds on the Gators to win the national title?
To win the the only thing I was looking at was to win to go to the Final Four. I'm sorry, to go to the Final Four. Team futures, Florida to make the Final Four is plus 140. That's $14 for $10 that you bet. That's not enough value in my mind. They are the 3rd highest ranked team to make the Final Four in terms of odds. Duke is laying $15 to win 10. Auburn is laying $14 to win 10, and Florida is laying $10 to win 14. Those are not great odds. Houston is laying $10 to get. Alabama is then laying $10 to get 22. So those odds are going to change, I think, when we see the seeding and who goes where and what the brackets look like. When I heard Brockway tell you yesterday that Indianapolis was an opportunity for the Gators, I got excited about that because that would be a great destination for you to road trip to watch the Gators play at Indianapolis. It's not a hard place to get to.
No, it's not. Gator Ken on YouTube, brought to you by Quad Pump, says this DJ is out. How do the other QBs look? Gator Ken, I haven't been to practice. I have no idea.
Let me chime in on DJ real quick, QB. Listen, let me tell you, I know we're concerned about him missing the spring, but this kid's been playing football since he's been 6 years old. And understand something. He can throw with Dallas Wilson all summer long if he wants to, out there in the backyard, or do whatever he wants to try to, you know, get that arm right. And I think when we get to the fall, that's when it's really going to matter. I'm not as concerned about him missing the spring as everybody else seems to be. I just think
right. But JC,
football player, man,
to be that age and have arm problems bothers me. And it's just like you're a Yankees fan. Garrett Cole is out for the year.
Well, he's in his mid to upper.
I understand that, but I don't understand. Whatever.
No, listen, I'm with you. I don't know what these people do during the offseason that creates these injury issues.
You already heard me talk. I think they overtrain. Yeah. I think people overtrain. These people need to get another hobby, right?
Yeah.
Most baseball players do have a lot, but I'm talking about these young kids. They need to quit training year round, go play basketball, go play intramural softball, go play golf, find something else to do than football every day of the year.
1,000%. And I tell you, when you warm up, folks, pitchers do this and they do this. That's it. I saw you doing exercises on.
No, that's what we did back in the day. They don't do that shit anymore.
But that's it. It's called blood flow.
They do all this stuff, JC.
Well, okay, great. You can do this and you can do this. Get the blood flow going. I'm not Dr. Pete, but I am 60 years old. Somehow I survived all those horrible injuries, even though I never competed as long as these guys do. I still use them. Still threw balls with my arm. I agree with you. You shouldn't have arm problems if you're a quarterback. It's like tennis. You know, I can do a tennis. I can do tennis like this That
Yeah.
doesn't bother me.
Barone wants to know if I've ever played pickleball. No, I have no desire to play pickleball. It does nothing for me.
You would dominate.
I know that, but I used to like playing tennis, but tennis is because you can do something with your serve on tennis, right?
Tennis is much harder to play.
Yeah, it's just I'm a golfer because golf is way harder and it's more. You can be more competitive in golf.
If you went to the Hawkstone pickleball courts and played against these people playing pickleball, you would be minus 10,000 to beat everybody out there because you're 6'3", and you would go to the net and simply put the ball away. It's a wiffle ball using a paddle. That's all it is. It's so easy, and the court is so small. You're long. Yeah. There's nobody that would beat you out there. It's the same thing. It's good exercise. It is good exercise, but there's really no rhyme or reason to it. It's a pretty simple game.
Yeah.
Pickleball. It's taken over, though. I mean, they got to create new parking lots at these clubs. I was in Texas, and there was pickleball everywhere. Everybody loves the pickleball. It's just less invasive on your joints and knees. And
well, that's yes and no, because I have friends that are doctors, right? Orthopedic doctors, and they say ever since the big deal about pickleball, they are swamped. And it's because you got 50, 60, 65-year-olds
that's it.
having issues because they think it's not bad for their body, but it is. So
stopping and starting is tough as you get older. That's why you got to stretch every day, people. That's your health tip of the day right now on Tuesday. Stretching for 30 minutes gets you more elasticity. Take some glucosamine chondroitin once in a while and an anti-inflammatory, and you won't be pulling your ligaments and your muscles as bad. That's your other medical tip of the day today. From the kitchen, QB.
JC, you're like Mario Rivera today. You came in for the close and helped out. I appreciate it.
Hey, how about the Knicks last night covering getting a big win on the road? If all you Knickerbocker fans are out there.
So, JC, did you watch the Knicks play basketball?
I watched them play last night.
Okay, so answer this question for me, because I don't watch. I may have watched a total of a quarter of NBA basketball this year for whatever reason, but I know how the NBA works.
Yeah,
we had a lot of people discussing should Alex Condon go pro if he's a first-round pick.
Oh, no.
I don't see him ready to play in that league. Do you?
I don't see him guarding Karl Anthony Towns just yet. Okay, he's not ready for that just yet. But that kid is a good one. And
he's a very good player. But
and I think you're right. I think another year or two here in the college level would do him wonders. It would, because this game, these people are just the most athletic people on earth. They truly are. And I think if you just rate it by running, jumping, hand-eye coordination, and everything else, I don't know of anything more athletic than a basketball player at that level. Maybe a hockey player because you have to use a stick and you have to skate and this and that. But my goodness, Condon is so he's got so much potential to do something special if he can stay healthy and play a season. And I'd like to see that again next year. And I certainly don't think he's ready to deal with the ups and downs and the nightly grind of the NBA. Hell, LeBron can't even do it right now. He's 38, granted, but he's a physical specimen, and he's always sitting out 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there, just because of the grind. It's so demanding. So no, I think another year for Alec would be great, and it would be great for Florida basketball. It'd be great for Florida basketball to have him another year.
Yes, it would. JC, good stuff as always. We'll have a program tomorrow for all these listeners around the world. Get your TPC picks ready on the dental picks.
I will be ready for that. It's a big tournament. I go every year, although this year I think I might skip it because I want to watch it on TV and play golf.
Hopefully they grow the rough.
They will. They'll have to do something because that course with all the rain it's got in Jacksonville.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
It's going to be so soft, QB. They're just going to be.
They're going to tear it alive.
Target practice out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're right. So we'll talk about it in the morning, brother.
All right. Thanks, JC. Florida victorious, proud NIL partner of the Florida Gators, joined today to help make Florida victorious. Apologize for Jeff Cardozo. We'll get him on. I'm sure something came up, and he'll apologize as well. Have a great day, folks. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.